Hey my lovelies, welcome back to my channel, and here we have the third video of the week using this week's Nail Team Glitters of the Week, the Spring Flakes collection. Now I think this design absolutely screams spring, so if you'd like to see how I've created this one, then please keep watching. So I'm working on Danny, my Elena hand today, and oh look, I'm using Gems Crystal Clear. There's a surprise, I use that all the time. The colour in this design is Flora, this beautiful spring lemon colour from last year's First to Bloom collection, and the spring flakes actually match that collection, so I'm using the Flora flakes. I'm going to use some of the spring butterflies again in this design, which for last week's Glitters of the Week, you know the story. I've got the tropical mix for this design, and then I've just picked out some green dried flowers just to match the green butterflies in that mix. I've already done my thin clear base. I was being super organised. So I'm going to start off applying some dried flowers just on the tip of the middle and the ring finger. I want to have almost a clear tip just with the flowers and some flakes. So very wet wash of clear acrylic, and I've placed the flowers into it, and now I'm just using that piece of plastic just to really stick them to the nail. This will shape them to the curve of the nail and hold them in place without me having to touch any product, and I decided just to add a third one. So exactly the same, just plopping them on that wet acrylic and then just pinning it underneath, and then I'm going to repeat exactly the same thing on the ring finger, just with a couple more of these dried flowers. Now I apologise for the state of my own nails in this video. I do know they desperately need redoing. Obviously I'd been away for the nail team weekend, and then it took me a while to recover from that, and basically I just hadn't managed to do them. In fact, at time of voicing over this video, I still haven't managed to do them, but I will do them very soon. Now, at the cuticle on these two nails, I just decided to go in with a little touch of Pinky Pink Cover Acrylic, which I didn't show at the beginning, but it's the tiniest amount, just at the cuticle on these two nails, just trying to cover up that base nail free edge, and then I'm just going to go in with glitters and butterflies and whatnot. So it's just there just to make that look a little bit more natural than that plastic tip. Now I'm going in with a wash of clear acrylic, and I'm going to pat in those Flora flakes. I'm trying not to overlap the flowers too much, but if I got a little bit on the flowers, it was not the end of the world. I'm just patting them in, overlapping the pinky pink that I did. Just keep some free, so I've got that sort of nail bed colour, and then I'm just looking to put them in and around the flowers where I've got that clear nail tip, and just patting them in to some wet acrylic. These flakes are not quite as light as the chameleon flakes, but they are still enough that if you sneeze, cough, breathe, they will go everywhere, and you only need the smallest amount of wet acrylic to stick them into. So you can see here, I'm just trying to push any bits off the flowers if I felt there was too much, and then I'm just patting them out, blending them out slightly so that I've got more of a blend. Now on the index and the pinky, I'm going in with that beautiful Flora acrylic. Now I started to apply this and I forgot I was only going to do it on half the nail, so here you see me just rubbing it back from where I didn't want it on the tip. I'm going to do an ombre between these and the glitters, but I forgot. Going in with a little touch more to neaten up the cuticle, and then just feathering it out slightly halfway down the nail, And I'm just going to go in, add a little bit more where I felt it was a bit patchy, and then I'm going to leave that to set before applying the glitters. And I'm going to do the same on the pinky, and I did remember I was doing an ombre on this one and didn't try and go all the way down the nail. This colour is an absolute spring must-have colour. It is so beautiful in my opinion. I have not used this one anywhere near enough. I might even use it on my own nails. It's such a pretty yellow. I absolutely love it. So here I'm just sort of blending that out slightly. It is going to be rather well covered with the glitter, but you know me, I like to do things just so. So now I'm going to go in with the Flora flakes. I'm applying these sort of in the middle, and I'm just feathering them up over top of that Flora acrylic. I don't want to completely cover it. I want it to sort of feather and blend out, and then more coverage towards the tip of the nail, but I've not gone all the way down because then I'm going to pop the butterflies there. I'm doing exactly the same on the pinky, so just patting them into that Flora acrylic, keeping sort of very bit by the cuticle free of any glitters. And now going in with a wash of clear acrylic, and now I'm going to pat in some of that butterfly mix. This is a mix of yellow and green butterflies and some sort of iridescent glitters, so I'm just going in with the whole mix, picking out a few butterflies if I felt I needed some more, and just overlapping those flakes slightly. On my two floral nails, I'm just going to pick out some of the butterflies and just place those around the flowers where I've got any big clear bits of nail at the tip, and just apply just a few butterflies and overlap them with the flakes, just so I've got what feels like a very spring tip of flowers and flutterbys. Once I'm happy with this nail, I am going to do exactly the same on the ring finger and just place those butterflies around the flowers and just over top of those flakes, sort of in the middle of the nail. And then I'm going to finish off the ombre on my pinky nail, just doing the butterfly glitter mix at the tip and feathering it up slightly. There are some iridescent butterflies in this mix as well, so I have tried to pick out a few of those. On these middle two nails, I'm just picking out the individual butterflies, just tip a few out on sort of my paper towel or whatever, so I can just pick the butterflies and not any more of the glitter mix. And then on this nail, I'm gonna place a few individual butterflies, and then just at the very tip I'm just going to go in with that full mix. So don't mind if I get any of the iridescent glitter that's within the mix. I felt I had far too many butterflies, so I took a few off, and then I can use them to individually place where I wanted a bit more of a butterfly blend. Now that I'm happy with this acrylic design, I'm going to encapsulate the entire nails in clear acrylic, getting all my strength and structure, blah blah blah, you know what I'm going to say. And then I'm going to file these to shape, so side walls, free edge, then refine the surface of the nail, and we are ready to top coat. So here they are, all freshly filed. They are really coming together. So I'm going to give them a good wipe over, get rid of any fluff, dust, any oils that may have transferred from my fingers before finishing off. I want to give them a good wipe underneath as well. I have picked out the Summer Preciosa mix from Gems, and I'm just going to use a couple of these Electric Delight crystals from Crystal Parade. I just wanted a couple of those neon yellows. Then I'm just going to do around the cuticle on the index and the pinky, just a few crystals, and I'm just sort of mixing between the green and the yellow from that summer mix, just pulling out the colours from the butterflies and those flowers. So doing that on the index finger now, and then I'm going to do exactly the same on the pinky. So I started with that neon crystal in the middle, and then I build my little crystal placement either side. I like to have the colours matching, so I tend to do one side and then mirror it, and then I will do exactly the same on the pinky. I'm just using little tiny dabs of glue and my crystal pickup tool. I've sped it up slightly on the pinky because you've just seen me do it on the index finger, and then once that glue is fully dry, I'm going to top coat these nails, my favourite part. So here she is, Miss Tina Top, and she is ready to wake these nails up. I'm going to apply a nice layer of Tina onto all of these nails. I'm going to get right up to those crystals without going on top of them, and then because I have got a slightly glassy see-through-y tip in places with that iridescent, those flakes, and where I've left some clear gaps, I'm going to swipe the brush underneath just to really help make that even more glassy. And then once I have top coated all of these nails, I'm going to pop in the lamp to cure for 60 seconds, and that is this design finished. And here these are, all fully cured and finished, and just look at how clear those tips are. I was so pleased with how this design turned out, and if long nails aren't your thing, you could definitely transfer this design to much shorter nails with just using sort of one flower on the middle nails and layering up the butterflies and the flakes a little bit more on the other two nails. So it's a design that can be used on long and short nails, but I absolutely love it on these longer nails, and I'm so pleased how this one turned out. I was a little bit when I was planning it, a bit unsure, but I'm so pleased with this one, and I really hope you guys love it too. And that Flora colour is just beautiful. I can't believe I have not used it more. I love the gel polish. I definitely need to do some more designs with this acrylic this spring and summer. We've come to the end of set number 3 for this week. That means I've only got one more video using this week's glitter of the week, and that will be up on Sunday. But if you have enjoyed this one, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget, please leave me any comments down below. I love to hear from you. I will pop all the product links in the description box. The spring flakes are currently half price, but for all other full price products you can use Helen 5 for a 5% discount. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. I'd love to have you join me here. And that is it for this video. I hope you have a fabulous weekend, and I will be back on Sunday with the last design of the week. Thanks so much for watching. Bye. Mwah.